Hello and very welcome everyone to this particular session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs for 6th of July 2024. So let's start our session and let's see that what are the things we are going to learn in this particular session. Before we start, these are the topics we are going to cover in this particular session, and particularly it includes the international news, some national news, banking and finance, defense, science and tech, sports, important days, appointments and resignation, awards and recognition, and at last we will summarize all the things under this particular session. The images used in the slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So the first news that we have today is regarding the 24th SCO, that is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, CHS. Belarus officially becomes the 10th member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So recently, the Republic of Belarus officially became the 10th permanent member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Remember this point, this is very important. That which particular country has recently particularly become the member of SCO, then that is particularly the Belarus. So Belarus has become the member during the 24th SCO Council of the Head of State Summit held in Astana, Kazakhstan on 4th of July 2024. So this was the meeting of the head of the councils or head of the state summit. Okay, the leader of SCO member countries signed a resolution finalizing admission of Belarus and conferred full member status. So please write down this point very well in your notes. Whichever exam you are preparing for, this has become a very important news. The 2024 chair of the SCO Kazakhstan hosted the summit with the theme Strengthening Multilateral Dialogue, Striving for Sustainable Peace and Development. Following the summit, China assumed a rotating presidency of the SCO for 2024-2025, with Qingdao appointed as the SCO's tourism and cultural capital for 2024-2025. So remember, this is the particular meeting of the head of the councils or the councils of the head of the state, and particularly in this, Belarus has become the new member of the SCO. The meeting was held in Kazakhstan. International Day of Cooperatives 2024. So recently what has happened that on 6th of July, the cooperatives worldwide will celebrate the International Day of Cooperatives. The theme of the year, cooperatives building a better future for all. So basically what is the meaning of cooperatives? So you must have heard about some companies like Amul. So that is a cooperative company. That means it does not have only one owner, but all the people who are working in that company are the owner of that particular company. And you must have heard about the Ministry of Cooperation that is being handled by Mr. Amit Shah. So that takes care of all the type of things that should be done under this particular development of cooperation in our country. And at worldwide level, the day is commemorated on 6th of July as the cooperatives worldwide will celebrate the cooperatives at the international level. The day highlights the crucial role cooperatives play in creating sustainable future. It also emphasizes the contribution to advancing sustainable development. Center reconstitute 8 cabinet committees. So recently, on 3rd of July, Narendra Modi-led NDA government, they have particularly started reconstituted the 8 cabinet committee of the Union Cabinet after being sworn in for their 3rd consecutive time. The Union Council of Ministers now includes 72 members with 31 of cabinet ranks, all part of the newly reconstituted subcommittees. So basically, the new 8 cabinet committee of the Union Cabinet is being formed under the leadership of Narendra Modi, the 3rd time Prime Minister of our country. The Council of Ministers now includes 72 members with 31 of cabinet rank, all part of newly reconstituted subcommittees. 6 of the 8 committees are headed by Prime Minister, while Home Minister and Defense Minister head the remaining 2. The 8 committees are Appointment Committee of the Cabinet. This committee takes care of all the type of appointments at PSU level or at the central banks level or at any other type of level at which there is a requirement of a government official. Cabinet Committee on Security, it takes care about the security things. Cabinet Committee on Accommodation, Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs, Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, Committee on Investment and Growth, Committee on Skill Employment and Livelihood. So under all these committees, 6 committees are being handled by Mr. Narendra Modi. Niti Aayog launched Sampurnata Abhiyan campaign for the development of aspirational district blocks. So recently what has happened, guys, that Niti Aayog, they have started the Sampurnata Abhiyan. That means the completeness campaign, 3-month campaign to achieve 100% saturation of 12 key social sector indicators across all aspirational districts and blocks. So for this purpose, Sampurnata Abhiyan, the completeness campaign, has been started. The campaign runs from 4th of July to 30th of September. This will organize across the 112 aspirational district and 500 aspirational blocks. The objective is to accelerate development in underdeveloped districts and blocks by achieving saturation in selected indicators of the aspirational district programs and aspirational block programs. Niti Aayog was formed by a resolution of the Union Cabinet on 1st of January. Narendra Modi as the chairman and BVR Subramaniam as the CEO. Hong Kong, Singapore, Zurich led global costliest cities. Mumbai tops in India. Mercer report. Hong Kong, Singapore, Zurich led global costliest cities, and Mumbai tops in India. So, according to the Mercer latest cost of living city ranking, Mumbai emerged as the costliest city in India. We have heard about it a lot of times in our social media also. At the 136th spot globally, it is at 136th spot, up by 11 spot compared to 2023. So last year it was at 147 and now it is on 136. Hong Kong, Singapore and Zurich ranked first, second and third. So remember, which is the costliest city in the world? That is Hong Kong, as the world's top 3 costliest cities for the second consecutive year. Abuja, Lagos and Islamabad identifies as the top 3 least expensive cities globally. Report surveyed 26 cities worldwide, covering over 200 expensive items such as housing, transportation, food, clothing, entertainment. So these are the indicators on which this particular data has been created, using New York City as the base city, okay, and maintaining currency consistency in US dollars. So basically, New York City is the base city, which is the costliest city according to this report, the Mercer report. Hong Kong, then Singapore, and then Zurich. In India, which is the costliest city, that is Mumbai. Overall, at world level, it is at 136th position. SBI unveils 11 new initiatives on the 69th Foundation Day. So this was the 69th Foundation Day of the one of the most important and largest bank of India, and that is SBI. So on the 69th Foundation Day on 1st of July 2024, the State Bank of India announced 11 new initiatives to enhance banking experience. SBI launched UPI Tap and Pay features on Bheem SBI Pay app using NFC technology for swift digital payments, and with transactions under rupees 500 not requiring a PIN. The bank established 35 new agri CPCs to streamline agricultural loan processing and mitigate risk. SBI Chairman Dinesh Kumar Khara inaugurated its second global NRI center in Patiala, Punjab to better serve to its NRI client. And just to remind you, last year SBI also launched their branch in Kandy, that is in Sri Lanka. Also, to add one more thing to this, that recently Shetty is going to change or replace Dinesh Kumar Khara as the SBI chairman in the coming September. ADB and NG Group signed loan agreement to build 500 megawatt solar power plant in Gujarat. So as we know that Gujarat exists in the tropical areas of India, below the Tropic of Cancer. And ADB signed a long-term local currency loan agreement with France-based NG Group to construct and operate a 400 megawatt solar photovoltaic power plant in Sundarnagar district. The solar plant will generate an average of 805 gigawatt hour of solar energy per year over the next 25 years to avoid nearly 6.62 lakh tons of carbon dioxide. The project supports the Government of India targets to achieve a minimum of 500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030. The estimate budget for the project is INR 14.6 billion, with ADB and AIIB providing financial support of INR 7.3 billion. So to develop renewable energy, the government is working parallelly with all the type of services, all the type of financial banks, and Asian Development Bank is now particularly giving a loan with France-based NG Group to construct a particular photovoltaic power plant in Sundarnagar district, that is Gujarat. So remember all of that. LIC launches Agency Transformation Initiative Jeevan Samarth. So LIC launched Jeevan Samarth, an agency transformation project to future-proof 1.4 million agent workforce. So recently, what has happened that LIC has started a Jeevan Samarth, a new type of scheme under which it is going to particularly protect the future-proof of the 1.4 million agents. LIC partnered with AT Kearney, a global strategy consulting firm, to revive and revamp its existing agency framework. The project aims to align agency ecosystem with evolving needs of Indian families, focusing on long-term savings, protection, health insurance, ULIP, and pension solution. This transformation will equip LIC agent with more tools and skills, ensuring profitable growth for the corporation. And recently, one more thing to add to LIC, that LIC has increased its stake in Bank of Maharashtra, especially for the banking students. ICICI Lombard launches Elevate AI-powered health insurance plan. So ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company, they have launched Elevate, a new type of scheme, a revolutionary health insurance product powered by AI. The feature includes infinite sum insured and infinite claim amount, offering comprehensive financial protection with infinite coverage and claim amounts. The plan includes 15 inbuilt covers and multiple personalization options, 20 critical illness, personal accident, maternity, and newborn cover. So all this will be done under this particular type of scheme. India Bulls Housing Finance renamed as the Samman Capital. So we discussed it in the last session also. So to revise, India Bulls Housing Finance Limited, a particular bank or a non-financial bank service that is providing funds for the housing finance, is now be called as the Samman Capital Limited. Following the receipt of a certificate of incorporation from the Registrar of Companies and certificate of registration from the RBI. The name change reflects the company's transformation from a promoter-led lender to a board-run and diversely held financial institution. 2024 marks the 25th year of operations for the company, which was established in 2000. So this was all done under the India Bulls Housing. Finance Minister Jagdish Devda presents budget of rupees 3.65 lakh crore for financial year 25. So on July 3rd, 2024, Jagdish Devda, the Deputy Chief Minister and Finance Minister of Madhya Pradesh, who is the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, that is Mr. Mohan Yadav, presented a budget of rupees 3.65 lakh crore for financial year 24-25. The budget is 16% higher than the previous year, 3.14 lakh crore. So last year it was 3.14 lakh crore. The budget was Viksit Madhya Pradesh, Viksit Bharat. The state-owned tax revenues are estimated at rupees 1 lakh 2,097 crore, with a projected share in central taxes at rupees 95,753 crore. So for this purpose, the new budget has been launched. So remember, Jagdish Devda is the finance minister of which particular state? He is the finance minister and deputy CM of Madhya Pradesh. Who is the chief minister? Mr. Mohan Yadav. So the next news we have today about is the Women Entrepreneurship Platform and TransUnion Civil partner to launch Sheher program. So first of all, the Women Entrepreneurship Program and TransUnion Civil. Civil, I hope you must have heard, is a particularly rating providing agency that provides credit ratings to the people regarding their loans and regarding any kind of particular credit cards they want. So Women Entrepreneurship Platform is coming together with the Civil and have introduced Sheher, a credit education initiative. Under this particular program is designed to empower women entrepreneurs in India, providing financial literacy content. So it is very important to get the financial literacy when you are particularly working in the field of finance. So to give that particular type of education, Civil and Women Entrepreneurship Program platform are coming together. The program aims to enhance business skills and facilitate access to essential financial tools. So it will provide you the women of particularly that category which are working in the financial sector, or who want to work in the financial sector, and to get business skills and facilitate access to the essential financial tools, so that they would know that what are the particular type of tools they can use to get the knowledge. It focuses on growth and employment creation for women entrepreneur. So remember all of this. This is under the Women Entrepreneurship Platform and TransUnion Civil Partner. Another news, we are coming together for LIC chairman Siddharth Mohanty redesignated as the MD and CEO. So Siddharth Mohanty, the chairman of the Life Insurance Corporation, has been redesignated as the CEO and managing director. The redesignation took effect from 30 June 2024. It remains unclear if LIC will appoint a new chairperson. This change is a part of ongoing restructuring within the state-owned life insurer. So LIC is a big firm in our country. It is basically the government-owned firm, and now Mr. Siddharth Mohanty has been designated as the CEO and MD. And one more thing that you can add to is this is the recently LIC has particularly raised or hiked their stakes in IDFC, that is a private bank, and also hiked their stakes in the Maharashtra Bank, that is a particular government bank. So LIC now has appointed MD and CEO to Siddharth Mohanty as this particular designation, and this is a re-designated performance. RBI slaps 1.32 crore monetary penalty on PNB. So Reserve Bank of India imposed a monetary penalty of 1.32 crore on PNB. The penalty was a violation related to loans and advances. So upon that, a particular type of penalty has been set on PNB, Punjab National Bank. PNB also faced issued with the KYC norms. The RBI announced the penalty on 5th of July. PNB, if we talk about, was particularly created or particularly started by Lala Lajpat Rai during the time of national movements in our country. So it was a kind of the first kind of a national bank in our country, introduced by Lala Lajpat Rai. Private sector drives NPS growth and economic activity. So recently, the NPS National Pension System saw a robust 14.1% year-on-year growth, reaching 2.7547 lakh crore by June 29. So National Pension System is a basic system in which not only the government people but also the private people can indulge, and they can particularly introduce some type of money so that will help them in future. Apart from it, I would also like to add, recently the finance minister also started the NPS Vatsalya Yojana, that particularly helps to invest some money or save money for the particular children's, and this money will be invested by their parents, and it will work as a pension for these children in the coming future. The growth was largely fueled by buoyant equity markets and expanded private sector subscription. NPS assets include Atal Pension Yojana, approached 12.5 lakh crore, Pension Fund Regularity and Development Authority. IAF inaugurated Weapon System School at AFS Begumpet, Hyderabad. So, Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ram Chaudhary inaugurated the Weapon System School at Air Force Station Begumpet, Hyderabad, to recalibrate and transform the IAF into the future-oriented force. So basically, a type of a training school has been launched or inaugurated, that is the Weapon System School at the Air Force. The follows the approval of Weapon System Branch, a new branch of officer in IAF in 2022. The school aims to provide contemporary effect-based training to officers for the newly formed WS batch. Flying stream of airborne platforms, remote stream of remotely piloted aircrafts, mission commander and operators for surface to air and surface to surface weapon system, intelligence stream for space-based intelligence and imagery. So all these type of things will be trained under this particular system. And remember where this system has been launched. It was launched at Air Force Station, Begumpet, Hyderabad. CNS Dinesh K. Tripathi of Indian Navy visited Bangladesh from 1st of July to 4th of July. So Admiral Dinesh Kumar Tripathi, the Chief of Naval Staff, Indian Navy, has made a particular official visit to Bangladesh from 1st of July to 4th of July. Aim is to consolidate bilateral defense engagement and explore new areas of maritime Corporation. The Bangladesh Navy signed a contract with India's Garden Ridge Shipbuilding and Engineers Limited, that is based in Kolkata, for constructing 800-ton ocean-going tug in Dhaka. So India's shipyard, that is the Garden Ridge, is collaborating with the Bangladesh Navy to create 800-ton ocean-going tug in Dhaka. Bangladesh capital Dhaka. President is Mohammad Shahabuddin Chupu, and currency is Taka. And recently, a kind of a coup happened in Bangladesh. India's defense production hits all-time high of 1,26,887 crore. So recently, India's defense sector achieved a milestone and total annual defense production reaching 1,26,887 crore. This marks all-time high for the sector. The Union Minister of Defense announced this achievement on 5th of July. The significant leap towards self-reliance in defense manufacturing. So particularly, please remember that India is also on the top in the list of SIPRI that is being published by, if we say about the Sweden. And in the other case, also the India's particular production is all-time high in defense sector, and that is 1,26,887 crore. Defense investiture ceremony. President Murmu honors gallantry awards recipients. So basically, there are two types of gallantry awards. One is the peacetime gallantry award, and on the other side is the wartime gallantry award. If we talk about the peacetime gallantry award, we can remember it with a trick that is called AKS. That is Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra, Shaurya Chakra. Okay, chronologically in the increment size. And on the other side, wartime gallantry award, we have Veer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, and Paramveer Chakra. Okay, so these are the particular awards that will be given in the wartime gallantry awards. So recently, if we talk about, President Draupadi Murmu presided over the defense investiture ceremony, phase 1. The ceremony took place at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Gallantry awards were presented to distinguished servicemen and women, and even honored with their exceptional bravery and service. Government of India hosted the Global India AI Summit. So recently, remember please this point, that Global India AI Summit was held in New Delhi, and it was held by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The summit aims to foster collaboration and knowledge exchange among global AI stakeholders, reflecting India's commitment to responsible AI development and deployment. So just to add to this, recently Reliance Industries also collaborated with NVIDIA AI so that they can particularly produce some new AI technology in India. METI organized 12 sessions attended by 2,000 global AI experts, policymakers, and practitioners. The summit focused on advancing AI in key areas: compute capacity, foundation models, data set application, development, future skills, startup financing, safe AI, which are 7 key pillars of the Indian AI mission. Bajaj roll out world's first CNG bike. Gadkari hails it as eco-friendly and sustainable. So Nitin Gadkari, the Union Minister, launched Bajaj Auto new bike Freedom and world's first CNG motorcycle. Gadkari praised the bike as eco-friendly and sustainable. It highlights the significant issue of air, sound, water pollution in India. And particularly if we talk about this one, the bike aims to address the high cost of fossil fuel import. So as you know that we are working a lot, as the government has recently issued some type of warnings to the people that you should not buy diesel vehicles, and also to the companies that you should not stop manufacturing the diesel vehicles. Apart from it, we are also working on making bioenergy. We are also working on the blending of the fuels. We recently have achieved the 15% blending and more to achieve by 2025. And apart from that, these type of services are also being provided, that as Bajaj has started the first CNG bike. Okay, so please remember, it is very important one. Okay, Indian Army inducts first indigenous chip based 4G based base system station. We discussed in the last session also, the first ever indigenous based 4G mobile base station procured from Bangalore based firm Signaltron, and through the government e-market portal. Signaltron founder Himanshu Kashni stated that the chip used in the Shyadri LTE base station was developed by Signal Chip. So remember, India Army inducts first indigenous chip-based 4G base station. Under 17, under 23 Asia Wrestling Championship. So Indian wrestlers won a total of 22 medals in under 17 and 22 medals in under 23. So in both the categories, 22 medals were won by the wrestlers of our country. So Asian Wrestling Championship 2024 held in Jordan. Indian wrestlers secured 22 medals in under 17 and 23 medals in under 23 category. The championship was organized by Under World Wrestling, international governing body for amateur wrestling. The event featured both Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling competition. So remember that India has done great and won 22 medals in under 17 and 23 medals in under 23. Neeraj Chopra to lead 28-member squad in Paris. So 28 members Indian athlete team will compete in Paris Olympics, and it will be led by Neeraj Chopra, the gold medal winner of the 2020 Olympics or 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And also, if we talk about that, Chopra made history 3 years ago, as I said, and Olympic debutant Kishore Jena will join Chopra in the javelin throw event. He is from wrestling. Kolkata, Kokrajhar, Jamshedpur and Shillong to host 133rd Durand Cup. So Durand Cup, Asia's oldest and India's most prestigious club-based football tournament, will enter in its 133rd edition. The tournament will be hosted in Kolkata, Kokrajhar and Jamshedpur and Shillong. The historic competition has been cornerstone of Indian football for our country. It continues to evolve and expand, bringing together the best teams from across the country. 4 different venues to host Durand Cup starting 27 July. So Durand Cup, as we have discussed already, it will be hosted at 4 different places, and it was started in 1888, and it is the oldest football tournament in India. Remember this point very well. And particularly if we talk about this one, so it is the 133rd edition of this particular tournament. PM host ICC T20 World Cup winners 2024. So Pradhan Mantri, PM, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted the T20 World Cup winning Indian cricket team for breakfast on June 4. So as you know that recently India won the World Cup at in West Indies and USA, and now they were hosted for a breakfast by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 4th of June. So led by skipper Rohit Sharma arrived in Delhi from Bridgetown in Barbados. We were stranded in Barbados for 5 days due to category 4 hurricane. So because of hurricane they were remained there, but now they came back to India and this particular meeting was held. So it was a nail biting final and India won that match by 7 runs, and particularly India created a history by winning the second time World T20 World Cup at in West Indies. World Zoonosis Day. So recently World Zoonosis Day is observed on 6th of July to create awareness about zoonotic disease which can spread from animal to humans. World Zoonosis Day falls on Saturday. It emphasizes the importance of understanding and preventing these potential dangerous diseases. So World Zoonosis Day, remember, it falls on 6th of July, and to create awareness about a zoonotic disease. That means the animals which are living in zoo, so that they will be getting some kind of disease, and to create awareness regarding that, this particular day is observed. Hemant Soren took oath as the 13th CM of Jharkhand. So recently, 4th of July, Hemant Soren, the executive president of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, sworn in as the 13th chief minister. Governor C.P. Radhakrishnan administered the oath of office and secrecy to Soren at Raj Bhavan in Ranchi. Champai Soren resigned as the CM on 3rd of July after serving as the 12th CM for 5 months. Hemant Soren is the son of former CM Shibu Soren and has been the member of Jharkhand Assembly since 2005. So now he has came back to the particular post after being consulted or scrutinized by ED and other departments. ACC appointed Dr. B.N. Gangadhar as the chairperson of NMC and other individuals for NMC's autonomous boards. So appointment committee of the cabinet appointed B.N. Gangadhar as the chairman of the National Medical Commission. Please remember this point. It is very important. Sanjay Behari was appointed as the new president of Medical Assessment and Rating Board. Anil Dicruz appointed as the whole-time member of Postgraduate Medical Education Board. And Rajendra Achyut Badwe has been appointed as the part-time member of Undergraduate Medical Education Board for 2 years. Justice Vidyut Ranjan Sarangi appointed as the Chief Justice of Jharkhand. We discussed in last session also, and he will be serving the post for the next 2 or 3 months. So Justice Vidyut Ranjan Sarangi has been appointed as the Chief Justice of Jharkhand High Court, and he succeeds Justice Sanjay Kumar Mishra. Supreme Court Collegium recommended his appointment in December last year, and Union Ministry of Law and Justice officially announced its appointment in 3rd of July. Union Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal awarded PPM and IPM to 39 CBI officers. So recently, Union Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal awarded President Police Medal and Distinguished Service and Indian Police Medal to the meritorious service to the 39 CBI officers. So remember, what is PPM, President Police Medal, and what is IPM, Indian Police Medal. The investiture ceremony was organized by the CBI at CBI Academy, Ghaziabad. The Meghwal highlights new criminal laws effective from 1st of July. The President's Police Medal is awarded for distinguished record in police service, while the Indian Police Medal is awarded for the meritorious service. Agri-entrepreneur Sopna Kalingal secures Spice Award. Sopna Kalingal of Kalingal Plantation, Thrissur, received the Spice Award. The award was constituted by ICAR. She was recognized for her initiatives in enterprise diversification, integrated crop management strategies. Her efforts promote sustainable spice-based co-cropping system. So let's summarize that what we have learned so far. So first is that 24th SCO, CHS Belarus officially become the 10th member of SCO. International Day of Cooperatives, Center reconstitute 8 cabinet committees. Niti Aayog launches Sapurn Abhiyan campaign. Hong Kong, Singapore, Zurich led global costliest city. Mumbai tops in India. Overall 136th position. SBI unveils 11 new initiative on its 69th foundation day on 1st of July. ADB NG Group signed loan agreement. LIC launches agency transformation initiative Jeevan Samarth. ICICI launched Elevate program, AI-powered health insurance. Indian Bulls renamed as Samman Capital. Finance Minister Jagdish Devda of Madhya Pradesh presented the budget. Women entrepreneurship platform and Trans Union Civil partner to launch Shehar program. LIC chairman Siddharth Mohanty redesignated as the MD and CEO. RBI slaps penalty on PNB. Private sector drives NPS growth and economic activity. IS inaugurate weapon system school at Hyderabad. CNS Dinesh Tripathi to visit Bangladesh. Indian defense production hits all-time high. Defense Investor Ceremony 2024. Gallantry Awards awarded. Government of India hosted Global AI Summit in New Delhi. Bajaj rollouts the first CNG bike. Indian Army inducts the first indigenous chip-based 4G space station. Asian Wrestling Championship under 17, under 23 categories won medals. Neeraj Chopra to lead 28-member squad in Paris Olympics. Kolkata, Kokrajhar, Shamshedpur and Shillong host 133rd Durand Cup. 4 different venues to host Durand Cup. PM host 122 ICC T20 World Cup winners breakfast. World Zoonosis Day, understanding and preventing animal to human disease. Hemant Soren took oath as the 13th CM of Jharkhand. ACC appointed some particular officials and medical boards. Justice Vidyut Ranjan Sarangi appointed as the Chief Justice of Jharkhand High Court. Union Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal awarded PPM IPM to 39 CBI officers. Agri-entrepreneur Sopna Kalingal secures Spice Award. And that's it in this session. I hope you all enjoyed the session very much and it was an interesting one. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care everyone and see you soon.